What up guys, welcome back to another gameplay. We are playing The Haunting of Braidwood Manor. And we are now on the final chapter, chapter 6, Confessions. Let's see what happens next. You and Eleanor stand facing each other across the parlor, the rest of the Waverleys looking on in awe. But you were so unwilling to talk about your brother's death before. That's exactly the problem. My secrets kept him stranded, unable to pass on. But the moon, you never told us you had a brother. What happened to him? And what exactly do you mean by unable to pass on? Well, Eleanor, should I tell them? Eleanor hangs her head, her eyes downcast. Share your secret, by the moon. I'll try to do the same. Thank you, Eleanor. You take a deep breath, fighting back the tears forming in your eyes. A year ago, my brother was home from college for the holidays. He went to a party with some friends, but when he drove back that night, he went off the road, missed the turn, and shot straight off the lip of the ravine. That's awful. I'm sorry, by the moon. Thank you, Thomas, but it gets worse. My parents and I were called out to identify the body. I've never cried so hard in my life. I was still crying when I got home and found his letter. By the moon, you don't have to tell us everything if you don't want to. That's just it, Eleanor. I do. You move to the window and look out across the moonlit snow, the frost forming crystalline patterns on the glass. It wasn't an accident. When Jonathan left the house that day, he knew he wouldn't be coming home. My brother wanted to die, and I had no idea. I failed him, and even worse, I lied to cover it up. What do you mean? I destroyed the letter. I never told our parents or his friends or anyone. You turn around, your eyes finding Eleanor's. She looks back at you, her face stricken. But the moon, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. My brother's ghost called me a liar before, and I didn't want to admit it, but that's what I am. I've been lying to everyone in my life since the day he died. But that ends today. Jonathan, if you can hear this, I'm sorry. I told myself I was protecting your memory, but the truth is, I wasn't ready to forgive you. You listen for any sign of your brother and hear nothing but silence. Wait a second. When did it get this quiet? Just then, the door of the parlor explodes inwards, a roar of flame ripping through the room. Ah! Get back, all of you! Mrs. Waverley looms in the wreckage of the doorway, her eyes glowing with hatred, the wasted skin around her teeth pulled back in a sneer. Why have you shut me out again, Eleanor? Afraid to tell your siblings the truth? What is she talking about, Eleanor? Please, just tell us. Before Eleanor can reply, the ghost of Mrs. Waverley crosses the room in a streak of red-hot flame, lunging for her daughter's throat. No! Suddenly, a figure appears between Rose and Eleanor. Jonathan? Jonathan grits his teeth, one hand clenched around Mrs. Waverley's outstretched arm, and he shifts his gaze onto you. Hello, sister. Jonathan, I'm so sorry. I should have known that that you couldn't have known. Don't blame yourself. By telling my story, you've set me free. But before I go, maybe I can do one good thing after all. Release me, you pathetic creature. Jonathan winces as Rose claws at his face, leaving deep dark gouges in his blistered skin. You won't keep me from my children. I can't hold on much longer, Bandcamp. You have to end this now. Eleanor, it's time. You have to tell them. You have to tell them everything. I don't know if I can, Bandcamp. You can, okay? You can. Eleanor's lip trembles for a moment, then a look of steely resolve comes over her face. Very well. She reaches up to the black band of fabric around her neck and undoes a clasp at the back, letting it fall aside. No! Eleanor, what happened to you? I'm sorry, darling, but she did this. Our mother. Silence, you little... She murdered us. All of us. I'm so sorry I have to tell you like this. But she poisoned the three of you, and when I found out, she did this. So we're dead. Mrs. Waverly howls in pain as her body erupts in a column of flame, waves of heat rolling off her as she rages against Johnston's grip. You stole so much from us, Mother, all because you were so afraid of everything. Rose screams as her bones turn to ash and begin to flake away, her ribcage collapsing inward as the fire consumes her. I was protecting you! The world outside this wall is too dangerous. I couldn't risk losing you like I lost your father. You didn't lose him, you fool. He survived the war. He was the one who found us. What? Before she can say another word, Mrs. Waverly falters and collapses to the ground, her flame finally gone out. William, forgive me. He's gone, Mother. And when you're going, you never see him again. The bones shattered into dust as they hit the floor. It's finally over. Anna stumbles backward and falls onto the sofa behind her, gripping the arm for support. Her hands fumble at her throat as she reattaches the black band, a faraway look in her eyes. Eleanor, what are we? Are we ghosts? Eleanor pulls Simon onto her lap and kisses the top of his head. Yes, Simon, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Eleanor looks up at Clarissa and Thomas. I know how angry with me you must be. I should have told you years ago. I just couldn't bear to hurt you like that. Clarissa and Thomas crosses the room to sit beside Eleanor. We understand, Eleanor. If I'd be in your place, I can only imagine how difficult this has been for you. Eleanor's eyes fill with tears, and she pulls her siblings into a tight hug. You turn away from the Waverleys to see Jonathan watching, a strange look in his eyes. Jonathan, thank you for saving them, for saving me. Jonathan nods slowly, seeming not to hear you. Jonathan? Jonathan tears his eyes away from Eleanor and her siblings and faces you. I was just thinking back on how things used to be. After everything these kids went through, the fact that they still love and trust each other, it makes me ashamed. Jonathan, you have nothing to be ashamed of. I do. I was so angry at you for lying about me. I should never have frightened you like that. I suppose I wasn't entirely myself, but in some ways I was. Still, thanks to you, I'll finally be able to find peace. I wish you didn't have to go, but I'm glad I got a proper goodbye this time. Me too, sis. Aww. Jonathan starts to fade away before your eyes, enveloped by a gentle white light. Goodbye, Jonathan. I love you. I love you too, Buttermoon. You turn back to the Waverleys and Eleanor smiles sadly at you. Are you okay, Buttermoon? Yeah, I think so. You? I think so. Let's step into the foyer for a moment. It seems we have a lot to talk about. I'll say so. I'll be right back, you three. And then we'll figure that out when we get there. You and Eleanor enter the foyer, Eleanor closing the door softly behind you. Ooh, what's gonna happen? So... It feels good to finally tell the truth. I feel like a huge weight's been taken off of me. As do I. I want to thank you, Buttermoon, for everything you've done for us. If you hadn't come along, who knows how long I would have waited to tell my siblings the truth. So, you're not mad that we stole your key? I was wondering how you pulled that off. It was Simon, wasn't it? Yes, but I was the one who put him up to it. I'm sorry, Eleanor. That's alright. You wouldn't have had to if I hadn't let things get so out of hand. Eleanor, I hope this isn't crossing a line, but there's still so much I don't understand about what happened to you and your siblings. I don't like to think about it, but I'll answer one more question. There's just one thing I want to know. Why was your mother's body never found? Eleanor looks away, her expression of pain. My mother was not well, Buttermoon. When it was all over, she crawled into the furnace and shut the door behind her. Oh my God, Eleanor, I'm so sorry. I should have... No, it's alright. I can't blame you for wondering. But I'd rather call this over once and for all. Damn. You and Eleanor return to the parlor to find the Waverly children still together on the sofa. So, what happens now, Eleanor? Is it time for us to go? I'm afraid so, Clarissa. But it's not so bad, is it? At least we'll be together. And maybe we'll see Father. Exactly. There's nothing to be afraid of. Eleanor gathers her siblings around her and holds them close. Just close your eyes and let yourself fall away. I'm right here. Goodbye, Buttermoon. Thank you for everything. We'll miss you, even Thomas. I suppose I'm a little sorry to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. I hope we get to see each other again someday. The Waverly children close their eyes, holding tight to Eleanor, and the room fills with a soft white light. You feel a tear roll down your cheek as the light grows brighter still, until it's so bright you have to close your eyes. When you open your eyes, you find yourself alone in the room with Elena. Elena chokes back a sob, her eyes suddenly bright, and you cross the room to pull her into a hug. It's okay. I wish it didn't have to be like this. We had our whole lives ahead of us. You pat Eleanor's back as she cries into your shoulder, then pull back to face her. What should I do? Kiss her. You pull Eleanor closer and press your lips against hers, kissing her through her tears. Goodbye, Buttermoon. Aww. The room slowly fills with the same bright white light, and you start to feel Eleanor's body growing warmer in your arms. You feel a strange floating sensation and open your eyes. Eleanor! You and Eleanor float above the parlor floor, surrounded by an intense light. Eleanor blinks at you, her eyes wide. Buttermoon, I feel different. Eleanor feels under her collar and her eyes go wider still. My scar, it's gone. What does that mean? Eleanor suddenly gasps and presses your hand to her chest. What are you? Oh! You feel Eleanor's heart beating beneath your hand and she smiles at you. How is this possible? I don't know, but isn't it amazing? I feel like I've been given a second chance. Like there are two paths open for me. Do you think I should stay here? In your world? I want her to stay. You should see what comes next. Ugh. Perhaps that would be for the best. Goodbye, Bandcamp. Goodbye, Helena. I want her to stay. When you open your eyes, you're standing on the parlor floor, the bright light gone from the room. I guess it's time I got back to my own world. Would Victor possibly believe any of this? You step outside to find the storm subsided and breathe a sigh of relief. Victor runs up to see you, eyes wide. So, what happened in there? It's a long story. Mind if I tell you on the drive back? Of course not. Let's go. You open the passenger side door of Victor's car and take one last look at Braidwood Manor, a slight smile curving in your lips. Missing it already? Not exactly. Just wondering if I'll ever see this place again. Would you want to? I think I would. You're one of a kind, Buttermoon. Thanks, Victor. I think. Aww. I wish Eleanor could stay in our world. A few weeks later, you walk into the campus coffee shop, and Victor smiles at you from behind the counter. Hey you, how's it going? Not so bad. No more nightmares? Nope. Well, just a stupid one where I slept through all my finals, but other than that... Glad to hear it. Let me guess, hazelnut macchiato? You know me so well. Coming right up. I'll sit down to chat, but we're about to have the lunch rush in here, and Brandon would kill me if I flaked. Oh, that's okay. I brought some work to do anyway. As you walk toward a booth at the back of the shop, you suddenly hear someone calling your name and turn around. Kathleen. I thought that was you, Buttermoon. Why don't you come sit with us? Oh, sure. You join Caitlin and two of her friends at the table, sipping your macchiato shyly. Buttermoon's in my Anthro class. Buttermoon, this is Zach and Tyler. Hey. Hi. Nice to meet you both. So, Buttermoon, Zach and I have a little bet going. Are you and Victor like together? It's just a friend. Looks like someone owes me $5. Damn it! Should have known better. Sorry about that, Buttermoon. They're always nosing into other people's love lives. You want to talk? As I recall, you took a lot of interest in... As Zack and Tyler start bickering, Caitlin shoots you a commiserating look. Are they always like that? More or less, but you get used to it. We should all hang out more often. I feel like I never see you around. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rough year. But I'm ready to, come out of my shell, I guess. Awesome, we're having a party at our suite this weekend. Think you could squeeze us into your schedule? Why not? You only live once after all. Thank you for playing The Haunting of Braidwood Manor. Be sure to check out our other stories. If you like mystery, you'll love Endless Summer. Ooh. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode and this gameplay of the Braidwood Manor, The Haunting of Braidwood Manor. Please leave a like and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next gameplay. Bye bye!